In this section, we're actually going to look at the growth of the market, and also I think most importantly, we're going to look at liquidity, which we'll come on to a moment to explain what that means. So one of the reasons that we've seen ICOs attract so much attention, and indeed so much capital, is because we've seen a phenomenal rise in the value of a number of different cryptocurrencies. In 2017, we saw just over $5.2 billion being invested into cryptocurrencies. And it was being invested into a technology, as we've discussed, called blockchain. Normally would have been funded by something called venture capitalists, VCs. And the VC funding into blockchain technology was around about $1 billion, whereas initial coin offerings had actually attracted just over $5 billion into this sector. Now, if you see on this slide, you can see the top 10 cryptocurrencies and how they're performed. And again, we've got our friend Ripple at the top at 37,000%. But right down at the bottom, you'll see something called Bitcoin, which most people will be familiar with. It's in the news, it's on the radio, it's on the TV. But as you can see, it only went up by 1,300%. On the right-hand side of the screen, I think is equally important though, and that looks at the liquidity. So the last 30 days in December of 2017, we saw how the amount of money that was bought and sold, i.e. the turnover, the liquidity. And the reason that's so important is if no one's interested in, let's say, Ripple, then it's very, very difficult for you to buy or sell. But you can see there that the actual amount of capital that's being moved around between different cryptocurrencies is actually very, very healthy. Now, if we move on a little bit and just look at the next chart, you can see the performance of these very same 10 cryptocurrencies, i.e. the 10 best performing cryptocurrencies in 2017. And we just looked at the performance over the first 6 weeks of 2018. And contrary to popular belief, not all cryptocurrencies have actually collapsed and lost all their value. And indeed, some of them, and here we have our friend Ethereum again coming, have actually gone up in value over the last month. Again, please look on the right-hand side, and we've highlighted here in green, and the green represents those cryptocurrencies that have actually had increased liquidity. There's been more trading in the last 30 days than there was towards the end of 2017. The ones in red show there's actually been a decrease in the amount of trading, and that tends to correlate quite closely with those cryptocurrencies that have fallen the most.